morning. It is Monday, January 19th. It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in the U.S. And I'm T. Waldron, joined by my trusty cat, Pumpkin. We're here for a little bit of gratitude with attitude. Right, Pumpkin? Cheers to you. I hope you're having a great day. I've been putting the mic on Pumpkin, and sometimes, hopefully, you can hear her purring. I am freezing. So before we get into the deep breathing, I just want to let you know that I have oil heat, and I had called 3 weeks ago to have an oil delivery because my tank was like a quarter tank, and I said, "Oh, I don't want to run out." And they said, "Okay, we delivered it. I got the slip. I paid for it, a good amount." And then I just happened, and this is where intuition comes into play. I happened to be in my basement yesterday putting away all my Christmas stuff. And I said, you know what, while I'm down here, let me just take a look at the oil tank and see how I'm doing. Because I go down there, and my neighbor too, I take a picture of their oil tank and mine. And, you know, I usually send it up to them when I'm down there going in the basement. So I got to my oil tank and it said empty. And I said, what? I just filled that thing up. So I looked at their oil tank and it said full. So I think what happened was the oil company filled their tank instead of mine. And it's, you know what? At first I was outraged and I was like, oh my gosh. I ran upstairs to shut off my furnace because you don't want to run if you don't know oil. I didn't know about oil until recently. But if you run an oil furnace dry, it messes it up, and then you have to pay $200 or so to have them flush the lines and restart the thing. So I quickly shut the heat off. So anyway, I just want to thank my friend who loaned me their space heater. Right, Pumpkin? We like this. It's nice. So thank you for loaning me your space heater. I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, and 2 pairs of socks. And thank goodness Pumpkin has a fur coat on, and we're okay. It's like 60 degrees in here. It's not terrible, but anyway, I'm going to call that oil company today and say, hey, can you bring some oil and put it into the right tank so I can use my furnace again? Anyway, good morning, Kevin. Good to see you. All right, so I just want to let you know that's where we're at today. And you know what? I said, okay, I'm going to practice what I preach. How am I going to be grateful for this? Well, several things. I'm grateful, number one, that I had the intuition to go look at the oil tank, because otherwise that thing would have run dry. I would have run out of heat totally, and it would have taken more days to get it working. So that was number one. I'm glad I followed my intuition and checked it out. Number two, I'm very grateful my friend loaned me their space heater. And number three, another friend loaned me another space heater. So if it gets real cold in here, I'll pop on 2 space heaters and we'll be okay. But so I found 3 things to be grateful for in that situation. And oh, the fourth thing, when I called my neighbor, I said, hey, I told them the situation, you know, a little bit in text, not the whole thing, but I just said, hey, did you guys get oil delivered lately? And she texted back, she's like, no, we haven't had a delivery in months. And they definitely put it in ours. So that, you know, my neighbor was honest. They could have just been like, yeah, that's our oil. What are you talking about? But you know what? I'm grateful for that too, because I feel good and trust my neighbor because they told the truth. So we've got that. Hey, Clarence, welcome back. Okay, so let's do a little bit of deep breathing so I can relax and just, you know, release all this tension from this oil mishap. And you can too. And you can just take a few minutes to go within and to get in touch with your inner spirit. And by the way, you may hear some noises in the background. That's Fractal running around with her little toys. I think when the temperature goes down, these cats get more active. So, but just if you have a few minutes, close your eyes. Let's inhale through our nose. And allow that healing oxygen to go to all of our cells, all the parts of our body. And then exhale through our mouth. And we're slowing our breath down, becoming aware of our breath. Our breath is our superpower. We can take a few minutes each day and just take a few deep breaths. Inhale. And really regulate our nervous system. It's incredibly powerful. It's great. And exhale. And releasing any tension, releasing any stress, releasing negative feelings. And we can inhale gratitude, inhale peace, inhale love, inhale wholeness. And hold it. And exhale. And continue breathing slowly and deeply. Hey there, alternate account. This is Pumpkin. She's 17. Thank you for asking. Hi, Kelvin. Welcome. So yeah. So it's been a day. It's okay. The place should open pretty soon. I'm going to call them and say, hey, deliver some oil, but bring it to the right tank, and we'll be back in business. But in the meantime, we're okay. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, our channel, yeah, she is kind of orangey, right? If you're new to the channel, this channel is about being your best self. I'm studying for my doctorate in metaphysics, and I share with you stuff as I learn it. So my one of the courses I'm taking right now, it's Advanced Laws of Attraction, which I started reading it yesterday, but I was too tired, and it was really, it wasn't sinking in. Like all the way that it was written was very prosy, and it wasn't so much factual. So I had to stop. But then I reread it this morning, and I got what they were trying to say. So this is kind of interesting. What do you think? Do you believe in the laws of attraction? Do you think they're valid? Hey there, Jim McBride. Welcome. Ooh, can you talk about humans and ego games versus being original? Well, that's kind of the essence of a lot of what I talk about, is getting to know yourself. And you know, we need our ego, obviously, to survive in the world, right? But we also need to balance it with our spiritual and creative and intuitive side. So, you know, for a while there, I resented my analytical mind, because I was like, oh, you know, I was kind of in that analytical mind pretty much 100% for so long that I ignored my creativity and spirituality and all the right side of the brain, right? And now I'm finding that, you know what, they're both important. We need the balance, right? Let's see. When we are being ourselves, it's vulnerable. Absolutely. Yes. The summary, which one is better? Oh, well, of course, we want to be authentic, right? But also, I think we need to respect the amount of work that our analytical brain does for us to help us navigate in this 3D reality. So again, I believe it's a balance, and that's taken me a long time to get to. Like, as I said, I used to really resent my analytical mind, because it sort of took over my whole life for so many years. But you don't want to go 100% the other direction, because you're not using your full potential. So that's my thought. Yeah, most of the people I graduated high school with are phony balonies. That's so funny, Kevin. Fake is tiring. That's so true, too. That's why, like, when I find out something, if I believe it's true, I'm sharing it with you. And then I challenge you. Like, if you agree with it, fine. And if you don't, share what you think. And then we have a nice discussion about it, and and respectful, right? So I love that. And thank you for, thank you for putting that all out there. That's so true. Yeah, and it is very vulnerable, being yourself and being true. And if you're new to the channel, I talk about this sometimes. I had to leave a lot of people in my past that wanted that fake person, you know, when I really didn't know myself, I thought I was being real, okay? I was lying to myself, though. And when we start doing this work, and it is work, then we get to know we get to know ourselves. And then once we get to know ourselves, the next step is loving yourself, which is a whole nother level. Like that took me years to learn how to love myself, because I didn't think I was worth it. You know, when you think you've been, kind of in your mind, and your life has sort of told you you're worthless and you don't deserve this, you have to like kind of reprogram yourself to understand like, yes, I am valid. I'm good. I'm important. And all that sounds really egotistical, but it's not. It's actually pulling away all those negative beliefs and getting to the truth. Let's see what you guys are saying while I've been on this soapbox here. Yeah, most intelligent people are actually considered maniac because society, whereas they dive into originality, and that's what makes them great. Yeah, I had to, I realized I've been doing this channel for, I think, this is coming on my 2.5 years now. And I was holding back when I had my corporate job because I was afraid to say everything I was thinking because I was afraid of what my boss would think or what corporate would think. And now, I left my job last year. I saved up. I'm back in school full time. And the freedom to be honest is priceless. Like it was weighing heavy on me and I didn't even know it, like when you're in it, sometimes you can't see it, which is another challenge. The awareness is number one. Yeah. That's cool, alternate. I like your vibe. I think you're new, so welcome. Yeah, and it is beautiful. Yeah, John Jay, what'd you say? Me too, leaving people in my past. It's so true. And I, some of them I left in the past and some of them left me. And, if somebody was sort of on the fence and I was like, here's the new me. And a lot of people were like, ooh, we can't like boss you around anymore and you're not a people pleaser anymore. See you later, And I was like, okay, well then you weren't really my friend because you don't want to know who I really am. So, so there was a lot of that. And it's all good. Sometimes it hurts and it's lonely, right? But then you sort of take it down to the bare bones and then you rebuild as who you really are. So, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been hard and it is lonely sometimes, but you know what? I love it. And, I suggest get a plant or a cat if you're going through it. Right, Pumpkin? Yes. That's why I named the channel Chatting with My Cat, because Pumpkin's been with me this whole time. And she's 17, by the way, if you're new. Let's see. Yeah, oh, yeah, thank you, alternate. I'm glad you joined us. Kevin, I have been fired for being honest more than once. Yeah, you know what? One job, I tried to hang in there. That's so funny, and I'm sorry that happened, Kevin. Jeez, that shouldn't ever be the case, but that's the world we live in sometimes. One job, when I tried to hang in there, and I'm like, wow, I'm really trying to work hard and please this boss, and so I was like, you know what, I don't deserve to be treated this way. So I walked in and I gave them my notice and like we had a whole discussion. They're like, oh, okay, whatever, give me this much time. And I said, okay. As I turned to walk out of the office, they said under their breath, what took you so long? I was like, oh my God, they've been trying to get rid of me this whole time. I'm not paranoid. It was like, that was kind of validating, actually. I was like, okay, so I didn't imagine all those things you were doing. It was actually your plan. So that was pretty funny. I was like, thank you for coming out with it, because that kind of gave me peace for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, political question. Oh boy, why most of American people are so kind and intelligent in real life, but trolls are weird. Yeah, you know what, and that's something that and I don't know if you're from America or not, but that's something I really struggle with because we are being manipulated by various forces. If we're fighting amongst ourselves, we can't question what the people in charge are doing. So I think it's all kind of orchestrated to keep us distracted. And when you start to do this work and start to get to know yourself, those disagreements and that shallowness falls away, and you start to get to the deep stuff. And I'm not saying, politics and I'm not saying politics aren't important or our government's not important, because it does. It kind of controls our lives. But when we're not caught up in fighting with each other, We can actually look at the issues and what's really happening. And I think that's all part of the distraction. And another thing, news is a commodity. So whether I believe this or I believe that, I'm going to watch the channel that backs me up on my beliefs and makes me feel good and makes me feel like, oh yeah, I'm right, or gives me talking points so I can fight with the next person. It's a product. So that's another kind of layer to it, right? That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I actually kind of enjoy it. Yeah, like organized chaos or manufactured truth. Yeah, yeah. So this is another thing. So I'm actually because I want to design. I don't have a website yet, and I'm a graphic designer. I just haven't freaking had time to do it. So I joined this course with Mark Passio, who talks all about natural law. And the course I'm in is how to become the true media. And we're learning about how to set up our computers, how to set up our websites, how to create a podcast. Like there's all kinds of different stuff we're going to learn. It's from January to June, and it's, oh my God, it's Monday nights from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I'm going to have to take a nap today because I usually go to sleep by like 8 or 9 o'clock because I'm up at 3:30 meditating. But yeah, I wanna get the truth out there. I wanna like learn about the truth and get it out there, and you know, keep learning and keep sharing and open up these discussions. You know, because it's important that we can. And I love talking to people who don't necessarily agree with me, as long as we can be respectful towards each other, because that's how you increase your perspective. Maybe you know something, you maybe disagree with me, but maybe you're sharing something that I need to know, and vice versa. And that's how we become our best selves, is by, you know, exposing ourselves to different perspectives, and then deciding what we want to take for truth, and respecting people even if they're different, right? Oh, hello. Thank you. Yes, nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah, critical thinking is getting rare. That is so true, too. Yeah, hey, B, welcome back. Pumpkin's doing great. Hi, Pumpkin. Yeah, thank you for agreeing. Okay, so yeah, let me get back to this natural law stuff, because I took some notes of my perception of like these ideas, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So the laws of attraction are also called the laws of magnetism. And the concept is like attracts like, and like energies gravitate towards each other. So this is especially true. Like, I'm divorced, so my ex-husband and I would tell myself, because we were opposite, like we couldn't be more opposite, and I was always, you know, you're always told opposites attract. Well, maybe they attract, but like if we're not on the same wavelength, and this is just my personal take on it, and also like with friends and stuff, if we're not on the same wavelength, if we're not vibing, then it's very difficult maintaining a relationship. You know, if we don't agree, if we clash, if we are on totally different wavelengths, if someone is into the shallow stuff and like, I don't know, just you know, focused on food and watching movies and distractions, and then another person's into like getting to the truth and to deep stuff, you don't have a lot in common. Like, what do you have together, you know? So so I would always like tell myself to sort of program myself, like, okay, opposites attract, like I would just tell myself that over and over to try to like talk myself into it. And you know, after 21 years, I finally realized it's not the truth. And I had to like let go of that belief and kind of, again, just strip away all the negative beliefs and the incorrect beliefs and get to the truth. And it was hard, you know? So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because it has to do with this, you know, opposites attract, not true necessarily. Yeah. Let's see. And how are you doing, B? Good to see you back. Yeah, whenever I get an opportunity, I always talk to American foreigners. They come up with new perspectives. Where are you from, alternate account? I'd love to know. And thanks, B. Yeah. Yeah, hey, Darren. Yeah, Pumpkin is awesome. You're very awesome. You have some fans, Pumpkin. Yeah, she's 17, so she's very impressive. Oh, thanks, B. Okay. So yes, good job. You're doing a great job sitting there. You want to jump? Whatever you want to do, honey. Yeah. All right. So another thing that this law of attraction topic is, we are energy, and everything is energy. And that was also, a topic like in one of the Joe Dispenza specials that I watched. Basically, our atoms are very, very tiny amounts of matter with a lot of energy. Okay, so that's wild that we are, even though we're solid, we're in the 3D world, we are energy. And if you ever walked into a room and maybe you're the positive energy, or maybe you're the negative energy, and or maybe somebody comes in and you can feel that they are positive or negative, and you can get their vibe, right? That's kind of a good way to experience that. So within the law of attraction, there's a concept of balance. So if we want to attract something, and this is, The Secret was out, if that's kind of a one-sided approach, which it's effective, don't get me wrong, but if we want to attract something, what are we willing to give up or change in order to make room to attract that? So, this was an interesting concept in this course, that it's about balance. When we attract something, we may have to contribute something or relinquish something we've been holding on to make room for that abundance we seek, right? So that's something. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, B. Yeah. Thank you, great Elijah. Yeah. Yeah, she does look like a little tiger. All right, and then what else are we talking about? Let's see. Ooh, the underlying mechanism of the laws of attraction, and this is what we were just talking about, are knowing and loving yourself. If we leave out this part of the equation, the law of attraction starts looking more like entitlement. So the fact that we're talking about this stuff, we're talking about ego, we're talking about, the truth, being our true self, and not being afraid to express it. And, like Kevin, you said you spoke truth and you ended up losing a job. That's a pretty serious, that means you're serious, and your truth is important to you. What are you willing to give up to be honest and to be truthful? It's amazing. We need to fulfill our responsibilities and take action to accept our role in our spiritual life. So again, see you later. So that goes with, knowing ourselves and being ourselves, and then accepting our responsibilities. And then I'll leave it with this. So there are 4 types of laws. And I don't know what they are yet, because this was the end of the chapter, and this will be for the next chapter. Earth laws, natural laws, spiritual laws, and universal laws. So I look forward to learning more about this, and we can talk about different concepts, because I think this is really fascinating. What I'll do too, I will put a link to my school, and I didn't do it after Saturday's live, but I'll put a link to the online school I'm at, because if you want to learn more and go to school, it's really great, and it's not that expensive and I'm going for my doctorate. So I don't know, I just think lifelong learning is important, and we need to educate ourselves. Nobody's going to tell us this stuff, because it doesn't make any money for anybody. It just makes us stronger. And kind of a lot of times this knowledge is sort of being hidden, or we're being distracted from looking for it and learning it. And that's a fact, because it sounds very conspiratorial, but if you look at how we're taught to scroll and to watch TV and to compare ourselves to others, and to just go consume things and eat things and then go to the gym. I mean, it's all distractions. I mean, I'm not saying I'm saying be healthy, but also don't be distracted by all the things that are external. These are external validation things. Whereas if we take the time to know ourselves and look for our truth and to express our truth, life is freaking amazing. So, just wanted to share that with you guys. And also, I want to say thank you to our moderator, Imran Hossain. Thank you so much, Imran. You do a great job. And I'm going to be working on a long-form video this week, because I watched The Age of Disclosure last night, and it was so good. So I think I want to do like a little commentary on it, because it was a really good movie, and I learned a lot. and I want to share it with you. So I hope you all have a great day or evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye. Thank you. Bye.